Hello, good day viewers. So far we have seen different graph transformations. So in this tutorial we are going to learn how to reflect a graph. And I told you in our introduction that a graph could be reflected about x-axis or about y-axis. So here is our question for today. The diagram shows a sketch of the curve with the equation y equal to f of x. We don't know exactly what the function is, but we know that it is used to sketch this particular graph. On a separate axis, sketch the curves with the equation, the a part, we have y equal to f of negative x, which implies that every x coordinate will be multiplied by a negative 1. Then we have the second one, y equal to negative f of x, which implies that every y coordinate will be multiplied by negative 1. So this is a reflection about y-axis because all points to the right-hand side will be shifted to the left-hand side and all points to the left-hand side will be shifted to the right-hand side, thereby rotating the graph along y-axis. Then the second one, if you multiply every single coordinate of y by negative, all the positive values here, if you multiply them by negative, they will be exactly down here. So this is another reflection about x-axis, and all other x coordinates will remain exactly where they are. All right, let's get started. Let's start with the a part, which is y equal to f of negative x. I told you every x coordinate will be multiplied by a negative sign. So I have y and x axis right here. I'm going to use it for that. So let's assume this particular point here is under negative 2. And let's assume the corresponding value of y there is, let me just say 4. I don't know. So if you multiply x coordinates by a negative 1, it is going to become positive what? Positive 2. So under positive 2, which we have here, you locate 4 because the effect is only on x coordinate. The y coordinate will remain constant. So at 4 here, you place a point. That's exactly what you mean. Then if you come to the origin, where both x and y are equal to 0, multiplying 0 by negative, it will still be 0. So the point will be here. Then moving to the right, let's assume this point is at positive 1, positive 2. I'm just assuming, I don't know exactly, but our main concern is what? On x. So if x is 1, we multiply that by negative, it becomes negative 1. So you locate negative 1 here. But the y coordinate will remain constant. So if it is 2, suppose 2 is here, you have your point here. Then lastly, we have x equal to 2 here. If you multiply that by negative, it becomes negative 2. So you have a point here. So I think from here, we can connect all the points together. All right, something like this. You can see that we have just reflected the graph. So if you relate the two graphs, you can see that every single point you have to the left-hand side has been shifted to the right-hand side, and all of the points to the right-hand side has been shifted to the left-hand side. This is a reflection about y-axis, right? So now let us take the second one. It is as simple as this. The second one is y equals negative f of x. And you know that f of x is equal to y. From here you can see that. Therefore, every y coordinate must be multiplied by a negative sign. So remember, I assume that y is equal to 4 here and x is negative 2. So since the effect is only affecting y, the s coordinate will remain constant. So if you multiply that 4, which is positive, by negative, it becomes negative 4. So I think let me shift this downward. So under negative 2, we are going to locate negative 4 because the 4 positive has been multiplied by negative 1. So under negative 2, you locate negative 4, roughly somewhere here. Then you move. We have y is 0, x is 0 here, right? So if you multiply the y with negative, it will remain 0. So you place a point here. moving on, I told you that we just assume that this is 2. If you multiply that by negative, it becomes negative 2 under positive 1. So under positive 1, we locate positive 2, negative 2, sorry, somewhere here. Then lastly, you know y is 0 here. Multiplying that by negative, it will remain negative, right? So we place a point under 2. So now we are free to connect all of these points together. All right, something like this. You can see that if you observe this graph, this original graph, which is the mother graph, has been reflected about x-axis. All points to the top are now to the bottom. You can see that. You can see this curve, which is our maximum, has now become our minimum right here. And this leg that was here, it is now to the top. You can see that here. So this is a reflection about x-axis. And secondly, they say we should mark the point of intersection with x-axis. So you can see that we have a coordinate here, which is negative 2, 0. And here we have 0, 0. These are the points where the curve crosses x-axis. Then if you move here, we have 0, 0. That is the origin. And here we have 2, 0. And I think this is all I have for you today. Thank you for watching. Do share to your learning colleagues and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more exciting videos. Bye-bye.